But in a much ballyhooed New York Times op-ed, former Facebook co-founder Chris Hughes called for the breakup of the company he built with his buddy Mark Zuckerberg during their Harvard days. Now, his piece got him booked far and wide across the media landscape.
This is a monopoly. A market is frozen. There is no competition, and there's no accountability. The time is up. There have been too many scandals. There have been too many problems. It's up to government to come in, break up the company, and set this baseline of standards.
Okay, who is Chris Hughes? He was the Harvard classmate of Zuckerberg, where, of course, they founded the social media giant Facebook. Now, he left the company over a decade ago with a small, very lucrative stake valued at roughly $850 million. That's about 1% of the company. Well, after he cashed out, though, Hughes volunteered for Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. And then he used his newfound wealth to buy the notorious liberal New Republic magazine, inserting himself as editor. Tried to rehab that, revive that. Well, didn't work. Ended up selling that off a couple years later. In recent years, he's become a proponent of universal basic income. Well, it's only when you know all of those liberal bona fides that Hughes has that you start to understand the real thinking behind his call to break up the social media giant. His main gripe is this, quote, "I'm disappointed in myself and early Facebook team for not thinking more about how the news feed algorithm could change our culture, influence elections, and, this is my favorite, empower nationalist leaders." Trump. Well, there it is. My guess is that if Hughes thought Facebook was amplifying the right voices, meaning the left voices, then there wouldn't be the need for this correction. Now, look, there are plenty of issues with Facebook. Privacy, monopoly of power, et cetera, all of which we've documented on this show. But to suggest that the movements around the globe and Europe and beyond, things like Brexit, the rise of Trump's economic policies, they're only popular because of Facebook, is just ludicrous, completely missing the point. And at bottom, I think this is typical leftist snobbery. We don't like your ideas, so they can't be organic. It's kind of like the way they treated the Tea Party back in 2010. They called it all AstroTurf. It didn't matter. Well, the same thing happened with Trump's election. Disillusioned elites were so shocked that they had to create another reason for their loss. And in the end, well, the breakup of Facebook, might even be a good idea, but the reasons they're putting forth aren't that convincing. So with the emergence of these social media companies as the main vehicle for disseminating free thought, to break them up on these grounds could actually have a chilling effect on speech that some of the former leaders or even current leaders of Facebook don't like.